Hello there folks, welcome back to a Chap Reviews. My name is Ash and it is my pleasure to bring you movie reviews from the perspective of a middle-aged British guy. And that's exactly what I'm going to do about the movie I have just come from the cinema, having seen it not an hour ago, One Battle After Another. The Paul Thomas Anderson movie, which was nearly 3 hours in length. Felt like it was more like 4 actually, because there was so much going on. And how do I sort of put a title on this sort of movie? I would say it was a dark American comedy, thriller, lots going on. A lot of politics going on in that movie as well, which you can read in or out as much as you want when you're watching it. And there are some stellar performances from very highly recognised artists. You've got Leonardo DiCaprio playing the lead role of Bob. You've got Sean Penn. Both, of course, those two stars, Academy Award winners. Sean Penn's character, though, Colonel Lockjaw, a more classic and comic book style villain I don't think I've seen in a movie for a very long time. And he plays it to a T. Fabulous performance by Sean Penn. He inhabits the role. And Chase Infinity plays the daughter of Leonardo DiCaprio's main character. So, I'm not even going to attempt to unfold the plot for you here, and I think it would spoil your viewing enjoyment if I did so. What I will say, and I'll just try and give you the premise of the setup. At the very beginning, we find Leonardo DiCaprio ensconced as a sort of bomb maker in a, shall we say, a domestic terrorist or revolutionary group called French 75. And they're going around blowing things up and robbing banks to fund their endeavours. And he has a pretty intense relationship with one of his fellow terrorists, and they have a child, so they believe. And then things start to go awry, and they get split up, and basically they all end up going in different directions. And DiCaprio and his daughter live for 15 years a kind of urban, mundane life, you know, in America. And it's quite funny that Leonardo DiCaprio's character becomes this sort of stoner dropout. His daughter is doing quite well in life, got some friends, you know, enjoying high school. But DiCaprio is this sort of, you know, he enjoys his drugs, he enjoys his alcohol. He's become pretty much a burnout, doesn't appear to be working in any significant way. When things start to go terribly wrong because Colonel Lockjaw decides that he wants to join this secret white supremacist group called the Christmas Adventurers. And in order to do so, he needs to clean house with some of the things which he did in the past. And this leads him as the leader of a, shall we call it, I can't quite say, he's a sort of border security leader of a task force. He seems to have unfettered control of a huge law enforcement network behind him. He subverts his power to follow the course of action which he needs to do. And it becomes a bit of a cat and mouse story between Colonel Lockjaw trying to track down DiCaprio and his daughter, and they go on a bit of on an adventure as such, and we encounter other ensemble players along the way, not least of which is Benicio del Toro playing a sort of ninja master who only has a small part, supporting part in the movie, but it's a significant one, and I quite enjoyed the role that he played. And as I say, you know, it plays out, and you know, the ending takes place with a plot twist at the end. There's some thriller parts to it. There's a great car chase which ends fabulously well, I think. Which keeps you on the edge of your seat for a while. Colonel Lockjaw get what he deserves in a way that you weren't expecting. So it's really got a lot to give you. But what I would say this movie, and there are some great performances by the lead actors, all of which I've mentioned. But for the first hour, oh boy, did it kind of take me on a merry journey. I didn't know what the hell was going on. It's trying to sort of lay down the storyline for you so you know what's going on. We're trying to understand who the characters are and where they sit so that it'll become easier for us to understand the main story as it goes along. And for that first hour, do you know what? I was undecided whether I was going to like this or not. Actually, once it got into its stride, we got to know the characters a little bit and we understood what was going on. then I think it found its sort of pace. And I did enjoy it. I mean, for me, I'm going to give this movie, and I'm going to say this right now, and it's going to divide people because a lot of people are grading this, you know, outstanding, amazing movie. But I'm going to give it 3.5 bowler hats out of a possible 5. For me, the pacing was long, right? It was a long old movie. And some people are going to say it's a bit of an odyssey. You've got to stick with it. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of observation, I believe, on politics, on the things that are taking place perhaps in America at the moment, you know, divisive opinions about immigration and revolution and so on. As a non-American, I can't make a reference to that, but certainly you'll understand a lot of the world in this movie. You'll see it reflected in the movie, I think, with certainly the revolutionary thing. So, yeah, I did enjoy it. It is a great film. It's one, I think, which will be seen as one of Paul Thomas Anderson's best, up there with Boogie Nights. You know, certainly, probably for me, his best movie since that. I don't think he's quite recaptured the magic of his initial Boogie Nights movie, where he made his name. But certainly it's good. It's a good movie. It's a solid 3.5 out of 5 for me. If it was a bit shorter, I think I would have enjoyed it more, because I did find it a little plodding at times. And I have to say, to a degree, I was grateful when it came to its conclusion. But I enjoyed it. It's a good one. I hope you'll enjoy it too. And I hope you've enjoyed today's review. If you had, don't forget to like the video and drop a subscribe in there. And look forward to the next movie that I review from the unique perspective of a middle-aged British guy. Take care, and I'll see you soon.